Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. And welcome to, I think it's week 8, money blocks and manifestation. So, who's ready? So, what are we going to learn this week? We are talking about money blocks, how they're created, how we can shift our stories, as well as healing those outdated beliefs. And then we're going to talk about some tips for manifesting, why you may or may not be manifesting exactly what you want. So, what are money blocks? A money block really is just a series of thoughts, right? A mindset or a feeling that gets in the way of you accomplishing your financial success, right? It can be getting out of debt, saving a ton of money, increasing your income streams, or even affording the lifestyle of your dreams, right? It's all the stuff that gets in our way. They're unhelpful. They're underlying beliefs that are tied to money, and they can be attached again to those thoughts and beliefs from our childhood, parents, teachers, friends, love interests, spouses, or society in general. And these are really deeply seated into our subconscious. And it really needs to be brought forward into your awareness in order to be cleared and for those new beliefs to be created in its place. And really, once you bring these to your awareness, right, then you can rewrite the stories to focus on having a healthy relationship with your money, making money and bringing more abundance in all forms into your life, right? What is your relationship to money? What is it? When you pay your bills, are you pissed off or are you like, yes, look at that. My bank account has enough to pay my bills. How blessed am I? Right? It's really about seeing what your relationship is because your money relationship should be like that of a lover, right? You should like be tending to it and caring for it and paying attention to it, right? It's really important regarding how you see your relationship with money in order to bring more into your life. So, money blocks really come up based on the stories that we tell ourselves of, again, it's about money, what it means to have money or to not have money. And again, we get these stories from our childhood based on our parents, generational beliefs, and societal blocks. And I'm going to repeat this numerous times to ingrain it all, right? And also religious beliefs come into play as well. And those beliefs about glass ceilings for women, right? That people of color don't have the same access to achieve success, right? And then look what happened during World War II, right? Those beliefs that the Jews controlled the money and became too powerful from a financial point of view really sort of like is what drove and really was kind of a catalyst for World War II and the Holocaust. Like it's powerful, like these beliefs, and the way that society can shift those beliefs and that herd mentality. So I mean that's it's a thing, right? So even now, there's stereotypes around these thoughts that society ingrains in our brains. So some examples again of money blocks is I don't deserve money, wealth, abundance, etc. Fear, right? That you're afraid of what having more money will change in your life. Fear of success and failure. You're lowballing your desires. I only need enough to be comfortable, right? I don't want to be greedy. I don't want to be wealthy, right? Do you really? Really? Associating money with something negative, right? Money is the root of all evil. Everyone with money are selfish or they're greedy. Mo money, mo problems, right? And again, that ancestral gender, race, religious biases, seeing your ability to achieve wealth in relation to any of those above. Our thoughts about wealth and abundance comes in multiple forms from our parents, grandparents, society, religion. Again, it can come from a wealth of places. If you look at what you have in your life, you'll always have more. If you look at what you don't have in life, you'll never have enough. And this is really true. It's really all about the mindset that you have. So, what are some money blocks that might be showing up in your life? One, not charging your worth, right? Lowballing yourself, thinking that you can't make a living by working in a healing or metaphysical modality, right? And this one I say for me and for anybody else who's out there who's thinking like, or entrepreneurs, right? Who are like, well, I don't know if starting my own company that I can really like afford to do that. Like, and it's living in that corporate culture where it's like, I need to have a giant corporation behind me in order to be able to survive. Imposter syndrome, unhealthy comparisons to others, right, who may be doing something similar. You're on your own journey. Focus on that. Don't focus on other people. Like they're on their own path, right? Procrastination, allowing fear to hold you back, not showing up and being visible, being a people pleaser, right? Worrying about how others will see you or judge you, doubting yourself, your abilities, your worth, thinking small, being afraid of being too big, or feeling overwhelmed and burnt out, right? So, how do we shift your money mindset, right? And again, your money mindset are those deep seated beliefs that live in our subconscious. It's the way you think about money, spending, saving, earning, sharing it. It creates our financial habits, both good and bad. Your feelings of security or insecurity, limitations, resourcefulness, victimhood, or generosity are all impacted by our beliefs. And really, all of your message about money boil down to either scarcity or abundance, right? So that scarcity mindset, this is where there is a fierce, it's sort of where you always see fierce competition, or that there's a scarcity of resources and you live from a place where you're always broke, right? You stress about paying bills, you stress about never having enough, and you resist giving anything away. Whereas the abundance mindset, you see the world as infinitely abundant and expansive. You don't stress about paying bills. You appreciate all that you do have and you enjoy sharing what you do have with others. Our core beliefs really do come from the type of family we were raised in, right? If your parents said things like money doesn't grow on trees or we can't afford that, right? It's all of those that sits in the back of our head, right? When we're little kids and we hear that again, inner child wounds, there's money blocks within our inner child wounds. So there's a reason why we started with all of the other healing things like inner child and feminine wounds and ancestral beliefs, because again, money is beliefs are created from all of those, right? So many of our parents grew up with parents who survived the Great Depression. I am one of them, right? My parents had, my grandmother grew up in the Great Depression, right? And when we look at these old ancestral patterns that are passed down, money beliefs are just another belief passed down from generation to generation. And so, like I said, my grandparents, right, and possibly yours or your great grandparents, depending on how old you are, lived in a time of scarcity and they passed these penny pinching, hoarding, or being extremely resourceful with what they did have. Right. My mother passed those beliefs that we needed to use all of the food that we had. Right, and that she was the queen of leftovers or recreating meals with what we had, right? That was how my mom like raised us, right? And there's nothing necessarily wrong with that, but also like knowing and feeling like we never had enough, right? That's a scarcity mindset. And then those that grew up in a family that believed in generosity and financial security, you may have a more abundant mindset. Those that believe there was always more and that they were grateful for what they had, right? And shared it with others. And again, as you know, those early childhood experiences that we had about money helped to create our beliefs and mindset about money. So, how do we shift our mindset? Now, I want to also remind you again, while our childhood does affect our current mindset, those who we surround ourselves also matter, right? Having negative Nancy's, right? Or negative, I don't know, the male versus, I don't have an N name in the male perspective, but you know what I'm saying? In those negative people in your life that are always talking about their own lack of abundance cements those beliefs or creates more beliefs around money for you. So those can be your spouses, they can be your parents, grandparents, cousins, whatever. If they're people that are near you that are always talking about how they don't ever have enough, right? That can seep into your mindset as well. The great news, right, is that even though we have some scarcity beliefs and blocks, that we can change them. We can create new and more abundant beliefs and stories to replace them with. And remember, you get to choose the stories you tell yourself. Everything is a choice. Our thoughts are merely habits. When we gain awareness of our old negative beliefs, we can shift and change them. So how do we shift them? Some ways that we can shift your money mindset is again, attitude of gratitude. And I know that in the last, I don't know how many years, but that sort of gratitude piece has really become a focus, right? When we focus on the blessings and abundance that already exist in our lives, right? We see what we have. It allows us to shift from seeing the glass as half empty to half full. Right. And so if you're so easy ways to start is start with your basics, right? Like food, shelter, water, right? And then you can expand to people, experiences, kindness from others, etc. Create a gratitude journal or expand even more about why you're thankful for the things that you have. Creating mantras and affirmations. Create a simple mantra that you can say to yourself every day, right? Write out an affirmation that you can also see and repeat through the day, right? This is such as there's more where that came from. So this is one that I actually use every single day. I love money and money loves me. Making money is badass and empowering. And the more money I make, the more I can create and share with the world. Right. I say that every single day. And I believe it. Right. So it's all about like, owning it and believing it because there's always more. The universe is infinite. Also, you can experience luxury in your own way, right? You don't need to spend a lot of money to treat yourself. Turn your basic dinner into a luxurious experience by eating on nice dishes, lighting candles, playing beautiful music, even putting on nice clothes and making it an experience, right? That you can really shift your mindset, right? You can see luxury in a lot of different ways. Create a fun money fund. Whether you add change to a jar, a piggy bank, or a savings account, adding a little bit of money to a fund that is solely used for something enjoyable helps shift your mindset about only spending money on bills or necessities, and learn more about how to manage your money. Knowledge is power, people. Taking classes or reading books can make you feel more knowledgeable about money and how to better manage it. Remember, there's a lot of different styles of money management. Find one that resonates with you. Listen to your intuition, right? Trust your gut on which book maybe resonates with you. Listen, right? Because again, not everything's going to be right for you, and that's okay. Spread the wealth, right? When you share your wealth, even just a little bit, it allows for more abundance to flow into your life. And I like to use this sort of analogy is like when you see your container of wealth, right? If you imagine a giant basket, and imagine it being filled with a certain denomination, right? Is it filled with singles? Is this, and this is for a lot of Americans, but like, is it filled with tens, 20s, hundreds? For those of you outside the United States, imagine the different types of currency and levels that you have in your country. Now imagine you paying your bills and giving away, so either spending it on bills or giving it away to some meaningful charities, maybe that you support, right? See your basket of wealth now with space to add more to it. Now imagine it being refilled with a higher denomination than what was in there before. So every time you give money away, know it will be refilled, and not just refilled with the exact amount, but with more, right? I love this. Like, this is spirit just kind of gave this to me recently. And it's all about like, okay, if you pay your bills and you see your basket filled with ones and you give away that money to pay bills, you see it being filled back up with tens or hundreds, right? And remember, abundance can come in many forms: kindness from others, friendships, love, laughter, compassion, right? Don't limit your abundance mindset to just wealth, right? And I know we're talking about it here, but remember, abundance comes in a lot of different ways, right? The blessings in your life are infinite in the ways that they can come into your life. So also directional thinking, right? Create a budget to help you give your money a place to go. Set up a plan for your money to help it work for you, right? Where our thoughts and words go is where our energy flows, right? So it's really important. Create a space and create a direction for your money, right? Cut out emotional spending. And I know we've done a ton of healing here, but this is another way that we may need to still heal ourselves is we often spend money to fill a void that we feel emotionally, right? Hello, how well did Amazon do this year? Right? Because a lot of people were filling up their emotional buckets by buying things, right? And when we figure out why we're spending our money, you can get to the root of the beliefs or feelings that come up and release it and change it and shift it, right? Focus on your money, not worrying about keeping up with the Joneses. If you start to feel jealous about other people's wealth, it brings us back to that lack mentality. Focus on knowing that you can have what you desire. And if that means a Jaguar car like your neighbor, great, so be it. But maybe it's not really about the car and it's just your feelings of scarcity, right? So figure out what you desire and make that happen. And then change your negative words and thoughts as soon as you notice that. So instead of saying, I'll never be able to afford that, shift it and say, I'll be able to afford it soon, right? Turning off those like negative thoughts about, I hate my job, right? Like, no, like shift it, change it. Other tools is EFT tapping. And tapping is a component of bilateral stimulation, which works to break up money mindset, any mindset block, to be honest, that we can be carrying around, especially concerning money. And again, next week, we're going to be talking about intuitive tools. And so I will get into greater detail about EFT tapping next week. And then next, you can also focus on journaling, right? Again, journaling, automatic writing, using those journaling prompts. There's some in your PDF for this month, getting to the root of your money blocks and beliefs, right? Use those to really tap in and figure out what's going on. Like I said before, money mantras and affirmations, writing these out and reading them daily will help you shift your thoughts. Expressing them verbally also helps anchor them into your consciousness. Using prayer and invocation, similar to the ones that we talked about last week, using the violet flame, is another great way to open up your energy field to accept more abundance. Meditation, right? There's a couple of abundance meditations in the meditation vault. Listening to those will be helpful. As well as visualization, seeing your goals and setting your specific intentions around money and how you can use it and how you can share it. Visualization, imagination, super powerful for shifting our thoughts as well as ingraining those new stories into our subconscious. So now let's talk about manifesting as a whole, right? So I want to remind you that you're always manifesting, always, right? What we think, right, makes it so. And it may not always be what you're hoping for, but chances are there's a few reasons for that. So here's first a couple of reasons why you aren't manifesting what you want, or possibly why you're manifesting what you don't want, right? You're living in I don't know land, right? This is the space where you're not clear about what you actually want. Figure it out. Get clear, get specific, right? And in the meditation or in the membership group, there's my unstuck class, right? Listen to that class if you're feeling stuck and you don't know, right? It'll give you some tips on how you can get out of that feeling and really digging into what you want, right? And creating that. You might be ignoring the signs, right? Are you paying attention to the guideposts that the universe is sending you? Are you paying attention to those signs, the opportunities, the mentors that spirit puts in your path, right? Sometimes you're just not, you're ignoring the signs, right? And instead of taking advantage of opportunities, you're ignoring them and you're like, well, why am I not manifesting it? And the spirit's like, how many times do I need to send like a savior to you? And you walk by them and ignore them, right? It may not be the right time. Sometimes it's just not the right time in your life for it, right? Divine timing is super important. Sometimes the universe is still lining things up in the back to make it happen for you, right? You don't feel like you're worthy of what you want, right? Feelings of unworthiness is limiting how you're allowing yourself to manifest in your life. You'll only receive what you expect and what you feel you're worthy of, right? Maybe you're also too attached to the outcome. Remember, you need to surrender the how, the outcome, because if you're too focused on it, right, you're limiting how it can show up. The universe can always bring an even better manifestation of your dreams if you allow it. Then setting those intentions, I should say, when you set your intentions and focus, right, add this or something better to the end to release and surrender that outcome. Not believing it will work. Let go of fear and know deep in your bones that it can and will work. Believe in the magic of the universe and it will show up for you. And stop overthinking. Come from a heart centered space to really figure out what you truly want, what your soul really wants. Get grounded when you start overthinking things. Get clear, get specific, and then trust that it will appear for you. So, another way is you're desperate. Remember, trying to control everything and coming from a place of lack, desperation will limit what you receive. Your thoughts, beliefs, words, and actions are manifested. Believe that you can't have it and you won't. Believe you can't and you won't, right? Remember that. You're focused on timing and it's out of alignment with divine timing, right? So, it's if it's not here, I need it tomorrow and it comes a week from now and you're like, it didn't manifest. It did. It manifested in divine timing, right? Or you're focused on too much on what you are trying to avoid. Remember when we start focusing on the negative things, we like, I don't want that. Guess what? Our subconscious doesn't know negatives. The universe doesn't understand negatives. So you have to refrain it, right? Stop catastrophizing the future and expect the best. Or you're living in the past and you're manifesting experiences that you already know. Okay. So, keys for manifesting what you do want. One is give yourself permission to want what you want. Do not limit your dreams. Don't think that you have to be limited with realistic dreams. Dream the big, huge dream and see how things just line up to help you accomplish it. Remember, it will manifest in different ways, baby steps, opportunities, or people. Be open to receiving. Remember, life is not all about giving. Open yourself to receive the goodness that the universe can provide. Stop trying to control how you receive it and just be. Release doubt. Again, remember, you are constantly manifesting. When doubt creeps in, remind yourself of all the way the universe has manifested for you in the past, right? Take out those absolutes of never, only, always, right? Has it never showed up for you? That's highly doubtful, right? Do you only get things that you don't want? That's also not necessarily true. So take out those absolutes. Be discerning with who you share your dreams with. Our dreams are like baby seedlings, right? You don't want the negative Nancy's in your life stomping all over them. Share them with the people who will help you nurture them, right? Again, when we tend to little baby seedlings, we have to give them the right amount of water and sunshine and fertilizer, right, to help them grow, right? And if we allow that other people to those negative people to just walk all over them, like they can't grow. Okay. It's really important that you share it with only the people that you know are going to help support you. And once that seedling grows a little bit, then you can share it with other people, but tend to your little seedlings. Stay positive. Remember, again, staying in that high vibration, being optimistic is really going to help manifest what you're dreaming of. And I say that again, there's a reason why I went from being sort of this very realistic person, right? For my marriage, we'll put it that way. For the 15 years that I was with in this relationship, I was very realistic. Like even my friends are like, "Oh my God, that's like you're not very like optimistic." I'm like, "No, I turned my like expectations down to not get hurt or to not necessarily like be disappointed, right?" But now I've shifted all that and people are like, "God, you're so Sally Sunshine. What's up with that?" Because I believe that guess what? The best outcome is possible, right? So yeah, I stay positive, right? And it works for me. Take inspired action. Taking those aligned actions towards your goal will help the universe know that you're serious about what you want. Take the baby steps to help make them come into fruition, right? Um, let go of imposter syndrome. Don't compare your dreams to what others are or are not doing. This is your path. It is your journey. You are the only one who can walk it. There will be lots of people who intermingle along our journey, but remember, you're the one that is walking your path. You're the only one. So don't focus on other people's journey. That's theirs, right? Stay focused on yourself and you'll be fine. Change up your self-talk, right? Instead of again saying things like I hate my job, instead shift your words and thoughts to say I can't wait to work at a job that appreciates my talents and hard work, right? Getting out of and actually it should actually I use the I can't, right? Which is probably it's a negative. So I am so excited to work at a job that appreciates my talents and hard work. There, that's a better phrasing for it. So, yeah, right. It's I am so excited to work at a job that appreciates my talent and hard work. Shifting that negative to positive. Trust your journey. Remember, we are all here on our soul's journey to learn and to grow. Trust in the bigger plan for your life. And then do the inner work to heal, right? That's what this class is all about. Healing our baggage allows us to see things from a new perspective. Do the work to heal, right? And your manifestation skills will improve as well, right? So, some homework for you, right? Is try using one of those meditations, one of those abundance meditations that's in the vault, using the journaling prompts that are in the PDF, creating a money mantra that you can say easily to shift the blocks that you have. Also, create some personal affirmations that resonate with you, and you can add this to your morning ritual. I've put some examples in the PDF, so you can use that as a guide, but create your own that really resonate with you and maybe the blocks that you have and those new stories that you're trying to tell yourself. And then write down a few things that you'd like to manifest in your life. Write it in the present tense, right? Be specific, keep it positive, and then surrender the outcome and the timing, right? So I want to see, I'm going to post in the group asking you guys, like, just giving me one thing that you want to manifest, right? Whether that be in the next month, 6 months, year, right? And I say putting out, like, it says surrender the outcome and timing. So, but you can say, I'd like to do this in the next year, right? But if you say by the 15th of October, I expect blah, 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 right? That it's allowing a little wiggle room for your dreams is really what it's about when I say outcome and timing. Okay. But anyways, I hope you guys have a fantastic week. I'll see you guys all on our live soon. So thank you so much and happy manifesting.